Hello, I'm your Kingdom Spiritual Transformational and Life Purpose Life Coach and Mentor Latricia Booker. And now I'm popping in on you to tell you that they are jealous of your relationship with God. They are jealous of your relationship with God. And so, Kingdom, I'm going to lead this message with first Daniel chapter 1, verses 8 through 10. And then I'm going to jump down to Daniel chapter 6 and read verses 13 through 17. And so, Daniel 1 and 8 through 10 says, But Daniel resolved not to defile himself with the royal food and wine, and he asked the chief official for permission not to defile himself this way. Now God had caused the official to show favor and compassion to David. But the official told Daniel, I am afraid of my lord, the king, who has assigned your food and drink. Why should he see you looking worse than the other young men your age? The king would then have my head because of you. And so now, going to Daniel 6, beginning with verse 13, it says, Then answered they and said before the king that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regarded thee not, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these men assembled unto the king, and said unto the king, Know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is that no decree nor statute which the king established may be changed. Then the king commanded, and they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, Thy God, whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. And a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet, and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. And so, kingdom people, what happened prior to the verse I started reading at is that the king had ordered the court officials to bring some kings and service some of the Israelites from the royal family and the nobility. Let me explain it this way. Daniel was one of the ones chosen to serve in the king's palace. Nebuchadnezzar was the king at the time of Babylon. And well, he wasn't the king anymore. They were besieged by Joachim, the king of Judah. And so anyhow, the king ordered this particular king, Ashpenaz, well, actually he was the chief of his court officials. The king ordered the chief of his court officials, Ashpenaz, to bring in some servants that could serve in the palace, in the royal palace. And so within this royal palace, they were to be served royal food. And as many of us know, Daniel ate a certain kind of way. Some people call a fast that they may do the Daniel fast, which means no meat, mainly just vegetables. But that Daniel wasn't fasting. That was Daniel's diet. And so when people do a Daniel fast, what they're really doing is doing a fast, doing Daniel's diet, because that's the way Daniel ate. And so Daniel, found favor with the court official to not eat the royal food. And so the court official was fond of Daniel, and he knew he ate a certain diet. And so he said okay, but he even said, even though he gave him favor, he kind of also was like, the king gonna have his head. It says the king would then have my head because of you. But he still showed him favor. So anyhow, that was that. And so what happened, what was going on is this. Daniel had such a relationship with God that he followed his diet, because that diet obviously was given to him by God. He walked with God in such a way that he didn't want to deter from that. And so again, the king, the court official, I keep wanting to say the king, the court official had favor, gave him favor. He already favored him, but he said, okay. So these other ones that were among the bunch, they kind of were jealous of that. And they knew that Daniel walked with God. They knew he was a man of excellence. In fact, he prayed 3 times a day. And they also knew that the other ones who were being called to serve in the royal palace, they were very aware of that. And so because they felt a way about him having his favor, and again, they saw how he served God and he never deviated from that. They were keenly aware of it because they watched him. I mean, they were around and they were watching him. And so they were jealous of it. And so, of course, many of us know the story of how they ended up having the court official to sign a decree saying that they couldn't pray to no one but the king. And they were doing that to set up David to keep him from praying because that prayer was his relationship with God. And they were jealous of that. They were jealous of the way Daniel prayed. They were jealous of the way he stuck to it. They were jealous of the way he ate. He just was very disciplined. And it all surrounded his relationship with God. And they were jealous of that because they were not that. Not that they couldn't be, but they weren't. And so when the court official signed this decree, he didn't realize at the time that they were setting up Daniel. And so, of course, Daniel still went and prayed after this decree was signed. And he still prayed to God. He didn't pray to the king. He continued to do the same thing he had been doing, praying to God, his normal, disciplined routine. And so, of course, these other ones, that were jealous of that, jealous of his relationship with God and how he was so disciplined in his relationship with God, they ran and told, hey, Daniel, still praying to God and not the king. So they part of the decree was that if anyone did, they would be thrown into I just want to make sure, because I know sometimes I get it mixed up who was thrown into what the 3 Hebrew boys, in between the 3 Hebrew boys and Daniel, one thrown into the lion's den or into the fire. And so I just want to make sure. The lion's den. Yeah, the lion's den. That's what I thought. I just want to be sure. And so, no, I think I'm mixing it up a little bit. But that's what it say here. Let me make sure. It is the lion's den. That's what I thought. I don't know why. I just read this, but I don't know for some reason. Anyway, he was thrown into the lion's den untouched. So, to make a long story short, the king official, the court official, I want to make this man the king. You see that? He was distressed. And so he couldn't even sleep. He woke up the next morning, ran and asked, hey, Daniel, did your God save you? Because he hated that he had to do that, but he had signed the decree. So he had to stick to his guns, so to speak. Anyhow, here's the whole point. Let's get to the point. People are watching you be disciplined in whatever you do, how you live your life. However you go to work, however you work, however you even maybe whatever you do, because sometimes people don't even know what you do per se. They just know you are disciplined in whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, however you move. And on top of that, here's the real kicker. You are not trying to conform to them and their ways and those around you. In fact, they are aware or have become aware that you walk with God and you are very disciplined about it. Again, you will not sway from that. And people try. They try. Many a times people want you to come join forces with them and be their friend and be a part of their crew or whatever the case may be. And it doesn't mean that you're mean to people per se, but you're very particular and funny about, I say that funny, particular about who you deal with, as you should be. How can two walk together unless they agree? What does light and darkness have in common? And so it doesn't mean you're putting people down or judging people. It's just that you know that you just can't be around anybody. Neither do you want to be. Furthermore, again, you are very disciplined. And this discipline helps keep you in that line, helps keep you in line. And you're not even in a mindset of wanting to, let me put it this way. You're not looking around trying to be friends with nobody. Doesn't mean you don't befriend people, but the people that are watching you, the ones that are jealous of your relationship, they feel like they need others to validate them. They feel like they need to be a part of a crew or a clique or something like that. And so you move on your own. Doesn't mean you don't have people, but the people even that you move with are of a certain caliber or certain kind, like-minded. And so, again, that differentiates you. I didn't say that yet, but they differentiate you from them. And they know that and they see that. The reason why you move the way you do is because of your relationship with God. They have become aware of why you walk the way you do. Why you move like you do. It's because of your relationship with God. Here's the thing. They don't necessarily have a relationship with God or that kind of relationship with God. And so they are jealous of that. They're jealous because you're moving and operating in a way that they're not doing. I just heard can't do. And let me just address that. It's not that people can't do it. It just takes gump and unction. It takes a desire to. I like to say, when people serve God and they have a heart for God and they want to stay on the path that He has for them, it's because they have a desire to. So without that desire to serve God, regardless of how the desire came about, if there's no desire there, you're 9 times out of 10 not going to do it. Even if you attempt it, it's going to be short-lived because that desire is not strong enough. If your heart is not in it, you're not going to do it. And so that's what's happening here, Kingdom people. Your relationship with God is serious for you. You want to do it. You in it to win it. And so that's why no one can pull you away from it. And again, they've tried. They've tried. Many people, unfortunately, want you to come, even these evil, wicked people. They want you to come join them in their evil and wickedness. They've tried to by different ways. Some just try to pull you down from out of the way you move and work and operate in that relationship with God. They've done things to pull you away, and it doesn't work. And so here's the thing. They can't easily be pulled away from things. And they don't necessarily mean away from God, but they're easily strayed. They're easily distracted because they're not grounded in anything. They're not stable in anything. They just, how when you just wallowing around, and if this seems like it's popping over here, let me go over here. What's this over here? They really don't have no true sense of self and who they are. And so they're not grounded in anything. They're not disciplined. And so they don't have no grounding in God or anything for that matter. I just heard in that evil that they do that's really failing them at this point. But the point is, kingdom people, you have a relationship with God, and you don't let nothing move you away from that. And people are jealous of that. They're jealous. And then it's the other part today. Listen, what I started off saying, how the way you move, the way you operate, you're different. You respect yourself. You take care of yourself. Again, you're not trying to be over here and be part of this clique and that. People live like that. They feel like they gotta be a part of, conform to, be accepted. They feel like they need friends. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have friends. I'm not saying you're not a part of anything. But you ain't getting ready to be a part of that. And so they know that your relationship with God is how you're able to be that way. It's how you're able to produce the results that you're producing. It's how you carrying this life that you're carrying. It's how you are so disciplined. They know this, and they literally know that they're the opposite of that. And so again, with them knowing that you're this way because of your relationship with God, that causes them to be jealous of your relationship with God. Can the people, they are jealous of your relationship with God because it's working for you. And whatever they doing over there ain't working for them. But again, they don't have the wherewithal or desire to have a relationship with God. A lot of it does come from caring about what people think. Even those who may want to do things different or have tried to. People will start tripping on you when you start walking with God. Certain ones, them ones, them kind, the kind that's like them. But what happens is, even if you make an attempt to, y'all know how it goes. We have gone through that. People start tripping on you and what you doing, and you think and they can't handle that. They're not strong enough to keep pressing forward. In other words, your relationship with God means much more than whoever talk about and how they feel about it, or you. Them, on the other hand, are not strong like that. Again, they don't know who they are. They don't have that sense of self. And the other thing to that is your identity is in God. Your identity is in Christ. And even if they were to try to come, I'm not going to say that, because if they were ever to try to come to Christ, actually prayerfully, they will push through all that, because that's what you have to do. Some of us never really cared about what people were saying to think. We were just tripped out that what we were experiencing and seeing. But some people do care, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to learn how to get over their care and care more about what God's talking about. And when you push through that, you just become stronger and stronger in that not caring. And that become a whole issue to them. I'm sorry. A whole issue to them, because they start to see you don't care about what they talking about, what they doing, what they got going on, how they are. And that's because of your relationship with God. And again, they are jealous of your relationship with God, and that has a lot to do with why. Because you're I'm hearing I'm hearing that you a force all by yourself. What is it, y'all? But you was something when we together. I don't know. It ain't coming. I'm hearing it, but but it ain't coming through clear. But the truth is, you with God, man. And here's the thing. They know that. They don't have that relationship with God. So they not that kind of force they see in you. Even though they done tried to be that, tried to tear down the force they seen in you, try to talk stuff about it and all that in the effort to tear it down and stop it. Why do people try to tear anything down and stop it? Because they're not that. And again, they're not able, for whatever reason, don't have the galls, don't have the to do it. Again, many of them care about what people think, but some of them just, they weak out instead of pushing through. But like I already said, you have to really have the desire for this. It got to mean something to you. Because something that means something to you, if it mean enough to you, you're going to push through, regardless of whatever. They don't have that. And that is why they are relationship. They are relationship. They are jealous of your relationship with God. Pray for them. Pray for them. Because to be this, and I'm going to say this before I go, when you're jealous of something, that means you wish you had it. You wish you had it. Because if you don't care anything about something, why are you jealous of it? And I'm not saying people who care about what they see in others, everybody don't do that, because some of us get inspired. But when a person is jealous, that means they wish they had it. And like we always say, they just not willing to do what it takes to have it. Kingdom people, they are jealous of your relationship with God. And that is all I have to say about that. So if you like this video and or if it resonates with you, please just go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Then click on that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. Thank you. Make sure you go ahead and ring my bell. Ring my bell. Ring my bell so that you can receive a notification every time I upload a new video. Kingdom people, if there's any information you need to know about me, you can find all that right down below in the description box along with other helpful resources. Kingdom people, thank you all so very much for being here. Thank you for all your likes, subscribe, shares, all your comments and feedback, for all your financial contributions to my channel, for all the seeds that you sow into me and my ministry. Special thank you to Minister Cole for the seed that you sowed. And I pray that your seed return to you a millionfold in Jesus' name. Kingdom people, thank you. I love you all so very much. I really don't want to leave you, but I do have to go right now. But I will be back to hold my kingdom people down. Now, kingdom people, above all else, let the Holy Spirit lead you in all things at all times. Kingdom people, we are unstoppable, we are unmovable, we are unbreakable, and we are untouchable. Kingdom people, keep going, and go and be great. That is our time. This Jesus girl is out. Shalom and peace.